you say you
might already first thing.
So, Nicole, you're going to have a hard time talking to me now that I've shared my IC.
He is Lubbock.
Okay. No camera. And we'll start with you, Mr. Cooper. Go.
Thank you for calling the 24-hour helpline. This is Cooper. How may I assist you today?
Hi, Cooper. My name is Nicola. Last name is Bancroft. And I'm calling because I'm having some issues with inserting my sensor.
Okay. And you said your name was Nicola?
Yes.
All right. And would you like to spell that last name for me?
Yeah, it's B as in boy, ANCRO, F as in Frank, T.
Thank you very much. It does look like your information came through our automated system here. And you said you're having some issues with inserting your sensor. By any chance, would you have one of your sensors nearby so I can get some information from it?
Yeah, let me grab it 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, I got it.
All right. So there should be a reference number there. It should say MMT.
Yes, and then it's 7008.
Thank you very much. And by any chance, is there a lot number on there?
There is. It's HG07C5S as in Sam.
Thank you very much. All right. And you said you're having an issue with the insertion portion of the sensor. What's going on when you're attempting to insert the sensor?
So basically when I put it into my stomach, when I pull off the little gray thing device, it pulls out the whole sensor with it. So it doesn't stay in my stomach.
All right. Okay. And this has happened a few times for you?
Yeah, it's happened already twice. So I was told by my StartRight rep that I should always call the helpline whenever I have issues like this. So that's what I'm doing.
Thank you. All right. And I know you have the sensor package there. Do you have your SERTA there with you also, the gray thing that you're speaking of?
Yes, that gray knob type of thing, I do.
All right. And you haven't been injured or anything based on this reporting today, correct?
No, I haven't.
All right. So let's see here. Let's see if we can go over a few things. See if we can try to get this figured out for you there. How often have you done the sensor insertion by yourself? Are you new to this?
I am new. I was trained like early August. So this is about my third time that I've done it myself.
Okay.
The other times that I did it, it seemed to go fine, but for some reason, I don't know what's going on, but it's just not staying in.
Okay. All right. It's just not staying in. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at some things and see if there's anything on the surface that might be going on, and then we can try to get a little more detail.
Okay.
As far as when you're preparing your site area, do you normally use like alcohol prep pad or site prep and clean the area before you insert the sensor?
Yeah, it's always clean before I insert it.
All right. No lotions or anything used on the site area as well?
Right. No, I don't use lotions.
Okay. And when you're doing your insertion, are you just resting the inserter against your body there, or are you kind of pressing down on it?
Yeah, it's just a light touch is what I remember her telling me.
Okay. All right, I'm just documenting here. Appreciate your patience.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And your button presses when you're pressing the buttons on the gray server device? Are you just doing general button presses? You're not holding them down for a period of time or squeezing it very tightly there?
Not that I know of. No, just pressing the green button.
Okay. Alrighty, and let's see here. Okay, so we're not pressing down, and then you say when you do the insertion, it does release it the first time to go into the body there, but once you get to the point of you're trying to remove the inserter to expose the sensor on the body itself, that's when you're encountering the issue with it not releasing, correct?
Yeah, it's almost like I'm not sure if it goes in fully, but like as I'm pulling the gray thing away from my stomach, it pulls the sensor out with it, and like the needle and everything.
Okay, all right, pulls everything out with it. Okay, all right. Well, let's see here. If we can, I know you have the server there with you. Let's go ahead and have you. We're going to do a little visual inspection of the server as best as we can, to see if there's anything that stands out as far as the server itself possibly not working correctly. If you take a look at your server for me, you should see that there's from its release position, so from the position that you would start with it before you place anything in there, and there's a little hook that you would see towards the end of the server on the green button side of it. So it looks like a little indentation on two sides, and it has like little, kind of looks like a foot.
A foot.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh. That's hard. There's a lot going on in this thing.
Okay.
I'm not sure what looks like a foot.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. How about if you shake it a little bit? Do you hear anything rattling inside of there? Have you ever noticed anything falling out of there?
No, but I haven't noticed anything rattling. Nothing's fallen out that I know of.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's see if we can do this. How about if you hold it facing your face there, and look towards and press the server down. So like if it's in its locked position.
Not sure I know what you mean.
So if you use your finger on the inside and kind of press that inside part down until it snaps into place there.
I don't think.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we can definitely try to put the options.
Okay.
Let me ask you this: do you have access to a computer at this time?
Yeah. Actually,
okay.
I am.
So there is one way that we can try to walk through it, kind of visually walk you through it as well, do the insertion process as well as to try to determine what may be taking place with your server to get you a little better educated as well. I can send you an email link that would allow you to be able to view some good informal education there, information, as well as view what I'm looking at as far as our server, our sensor, and as I can walk you through these steps of doing the insertion as well as troubleshooting the server, possibly if it is an issue with the server as well. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, so you're just going to send me an email and I watch you on a video?
You'll send me I'll send you the email. It'll have a link in it that'll kind of have you join in as a meeting, so to speak, with me. And yeah, you'll just see everything that's on my screen there as we walk through the process of looking at the server, the sensor, what may be taking place, and then the final conclusion will be to assist you with doing your insertion yourself as well.
Okay.
All right. That's okay with you? Okay. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this taken care of for you. And All right, and from what I have listed here, I have the email address of your first name, last name at gmail.com. Is that correct?
It's my first name, middle initial K, and then my last name Bancroft. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. That K did sneak in there.
Mm-hmm. At Gmail. Yep, Nicola K. Bancroft.
Thank you very much. All right, so I'm going to send that out to you right now.
Okay, so then I'm supposed to go to my...
So you would check your inbox. It may take a moment for you to receive the link there.
Okay, so I just logged on. I see Medtronic training. Is that you?
Yes.
Okay. And it's inviting you to join. And it says click here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm in some kind of talk board meeting, and I think I see something on my video.
That is correct. So we're going to go ahead and pull up some information. Let me know if you're able to see what I'm showing you there at this time. So we have our just a little diagram of some of the key things that we're going to be utilizing during the walkthrough here to make sure that we're looking at everything correctly. And then you can also see the Cerner device and the sensor that we're going to be dealing with there as well as we go through some of the walkthrough to kind of determine what's going on and make sure we're doing everything correctly. So are you able to see that, everything on the screen right now?
Yes, I see the Cerner and the package of a sensor package.
Okay, very good. And then are you also able to see on the board the diagram that I have there showing, the illustration I should say, showing the server, the components of the sensor and the transmitter, and then last but not least the tape there as well?
Yes, I am.
Oh, very good. Okay, so let's go ahead, and the first thing we'll do is we'll take a look at the server to make sure that it's functioning correctly and nothing's out of place there that could be causing us to have these issues of it pulling the sensor out of your body after insertion. So the first thing I would like to point out or have us look at is the arm or the components of the Cerner that hold the needle hub in place. So let's go ahead, as you can take a look at my screen here, and we'll see that there is the little arm here at the top, right there.
Oh, yes.
So we want to, if you take your hand and place it on there, your finger on there, and just kind of wiggle it to make sure that doesn't feel like it's broken or extremely loose.
No, it wiggles, but it's not extremely loose.
Okay, very good. All right, now what I want you to do is go ahead and place it down into its locked position.
Okay.
Once we place it down into its locked position, we're going to take a look inside of the Cerner there, and there's a small arm down at the bottom, and you can see the railing runs up along it there. Just want to make sure that doesn't look like it's broken. Nothing should be hanging over into the path of that column there.
Mine looks exactly like yours does, so I think it looks great.
Okay, very good.
Just like yours.
Very, very good. Now, the next thing I want to do is point out why those are important. Now, as I show you the needle head for one of our sensors, and I'll go ahead and get it angled for you so we can get a good view of how it's going to look for you. And as you see, there's a slight groove there at the top portion of that needle head. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's what that inner arm catches onto. And what happens is if that isn't releasing correctly, then it'll go ahead and hold on to it when you pull out of it. There's a few things that we'll need to do to go ahead and take a look to make sure it's done correctly. So do you have a sensor in your body right now?
No.
Okay. So let's go ahead and walk through the process of doing our insertion to make sure that we're doing it correctly and make sure that that arm there that's inside of our inserter is releasing correctly. So I have a sensor here with you.
Yes.
And we'll go through it step by step. So one of the first things we want to do is make sure that the taping is not underneath or in a position where it could get stuck inside the inserter. So as you see, my taping is now loose, kind of is able to flip without it being folded over.
Okay.
All right. What I'll do is, and generally we should be on a flat surface when we're doing this, of course. I'll go ahead and place my inserter onto the sensor, and I'll press it down until it's flush against the pedestal legs there. So I'll rotate mine around for you so you can see how it looks.
Okay.
Kind of looks like a little minion there. Now I'll go ahead and I'm going to move mine away from the screen there. You'll use 2 fingers, and you'll simply pull straight up on the inserter, not pressing the button. It should remove the sensor from there, and you should have a result of this right now.
Okay.
All right. Very important that we make sure that the clear lining stays on the pedestal. So as you see, that liner is still there.
Yeah, I have mine on there too.
Okay, very good. The next thing we'll do is we'll use our abdomen, of course, as you can see here. Now I want to be about 2 inches away from the belly button. Now this is at any portion of the abdomen, so I can do it anywhere in these angles right here.
Okay.
Also, we want to make sure that when we're doing our insertion, orientation is very important. So we want to do the insertion where the sensor head is facing in a direction where we know it won't get hooked on anything, won't get snagged on anything. So for this, I'll do it facing inside because generally you wouldn't have anything going across your body at an angle like that where it gets caught. Secondly, we want to make sure that we are just gently holding it against the body. So as you can see here, I have 1 finger on it. That way I know that I'm not applying too much pressure to the inserter there as we're preparing for the insertion.
Okay.
All right, if you're there with me, what I'll do is with 1 finger, I'll press the button 1 time, and I'll release it. And now it's inserted into the abdomen there. We'll press down now using that 1 finger for about 5 seconds to ensure that the adhesive there does adhere to the body.
Okay, I'm there with you.
Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just simply release like that with my finger to take the pressure off. We will now hold the green button, and we'll simply pull straight away from the body, exposing the sensor and the needle head.
Oh my, I think I know what I was doing wrong.
Okay.
I was pushing my whole hand on the inserter. I wasn't using fingers to pull it off. So when I had my whole hand on it, when I pressed the button, it would, I don't know, it didn't do the same thing. With my finger just on the gray top and then releasing the button, it totally came off.
And the key thing is, as we go back to looking at this needle portion here, so if you're placing additional pressure on it, that little groove there may get lodged in there a little bit more, making it harder for it to release when you press that green button. Also, the adhesive doesn't need a lot of pressure to it, nor does the inserter, because it is spring-loaded. So we want to make sure that we're not compromising that insertion by putting too much pressure on it as well.
Right.
All right. And then lastly, the last thing we'll do is we'll simply, as you can see, I'm doing this with 1 hand, simply pull straight up, and the needle hub comes off. Needle goes into the body of the needle hub there, and now you have your sensor adhered to the body with no bleeding. Of course, well, I don't have any blood on my abdomen here, but no bleeding, and it's secured against the body there, as you see.
Yes, thank you so much. That really helps.
Not a problem at all. So we'll go ahead and we'll practice that same way, making sure that we're not applying too much pressure. One of the key things is generally just taking our time to make sure that we're not rushing the insertion process as well. And from there, you should have seamless insertions going forward with your sensor.
Yes, thank you. I think I just totally forgot to be light with it afterwards, and the fact that you showed me the inserter really helped because
Okay.
I wasn't sure what it's supposed to look like.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, was there any other questions you may have had for me today?
No, that's all. You helped. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, I definitely want to thank you for calling the 24-hour helpline. Again, my name is Cooper, and you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks. You too.